everybody, welcome back. This week we're reviewing none other than James Gunn's Superman. I want to give a shout out to Amazon Prime. Thank you for the early premiere tickets. Keep them coming, baby. We love going in early and we love seeing films before everybody else so we can do the reviews and get them out on time. All right, so going into Superman, let's get straight to it. You start off with the film with Superman and he's already established. There's no origin story. You come in, he's already had a battle and he's washed, he's beat, and he needs help from Crypto to get home, to heal, to get back to the battle. After that happens, we're pretty much getting immersed with the new James Gunn world of Superman, where you're getting to know the new Lois Lane, getting to know the new Jimmy Olsen, the new Lex Luthor, the Justice Gang, and kind of figure out what's going on, what's the plot. With the story, it kind of has a new age take on how Superman would be in the world right now. And of course, if we're talking about the world right now, we're talking about social media. We're talking about politics where different countries are invading other countries. So with that being said, how did I feel about it? I enjoyed the film. I really thought it was a new, fresh take, a more younger, like hip vibe. I know they kind of have like a punk rock theme going with this film. And I think it's good to, kind of give something different. A lot of people are giving reviews about the film, and I do watch other reviews to kind of get inspired. But I know they kind of want to keep it like a Christopher Reeve's Superman, or like, the new Henry Cavill Superman. But I think this is good that James Gunn is having his own rendition of his version. This is definitely his world where it's a ton of things going on, and it definitely feels like an episode from the Superman adventures from the 90s. Definitely has a lot of like cartoon aspects of it. But do I feel like it's not a Superman that will represent this generation? I definitely think it does. I definitely think there's going to be a lot of people who, from my generation, may have some reserved feelings about it. But I definitely feel for this new generation of, Superman viewers that they're gonna love it, and a lot of aspects that, make it feel good. My couple of drawbacks from the film is the villain. I don't want to ruin it, but the villain just, I wanted a little bit more from them. I'm familiar with Ultraman and, what they can do with Ultraman. Lex Luthor. I love this Lex Luthor. I think he was a little bit more menacing, but I want him to take it a little bit further. I think he did a way better job than the previous Lex Luthor, but most definitely I enjoyed him. I liked how petty he was. I liked how, terrifying he could be when he was like pressing Superman for information. And I liked that they actually showed that on the length to be right, he was willing to, sacrifice the world. So I think that put a good dynamic. But I would have loved to see a little bit more back and forth with him and Superman, maybe previous to it getting to this point, to him just being, so envious and jealous. But definitely, it was there. And another, underground like feeling for me, where a lot of people, hopefully going into this film, I was a little bit like what are they gonna do with this character? Mr. Terrific, loved him. I thought I was gonna hate him. I liked the character, but they did justice by him. From the way he talked, it felt like a 70s take of Mr. Terrific with some of the puns. And I don't want to take that in a bad way, like a good 70s like superhero. That's what it felt like with Mr. Terrific. With the Green Lantern, Guy Garner, hilarious. From the haircut to the jokes. That's who I was really concerned with too. It was like, I felt like I would be annoyed by this character, but he actually was like the icing on the cake. He's like your annoying friend you want to keep around because they're good at heart, but funny in the right times, but they mean well. So like, definitely a lot of people in the film, I didn't know how it was going to work out. I didn't know if it was going to fit, but it worked. One character I just couldn't connect with, and I am a fan of her because, I grew up in the 90s, and, Hawk Girl and one of the Green Lanterns get together. So, I want to see that develop, but Hawk Girl just didn't do it for me. Probably one of the worst characters in the film. Kind of annoying with the battle cry and all that. But definitely potential, to give her an arc and see where it goes. Supergirl, a lot of people are going to be, mixed feelings about her, but I kind of like the fact that she's unruly, and it gave a little backstory to Crypto, the reason why he is the way he is in the film. But I actually loved it. I like that she's not the ideal version of what you would think Supergirl would be. She's a teenager. She should be crazy. She should be wild. And which is, if you're, trying to parent or, just chaperone somebody else who's a teenager, it's going to make you be more of a parent and be more organized and be on top of your stuff. So I love the take of that. And I know I saw another review where they were like, oh, we don't want Superman to be like a dad or a parent, but that's Superman's looking over everybody. He already kind of is while he's figuring it out, like most parents are. But let's go to the end. What do I give Superman 2025? Solid 8 out of 10. There are a couple of things where I felt like, yeah, we're kind of rolling and rushing through the story, but there were a ton of fun moments. They did do some after credit scenes, which were kind of pointless. But I mean, overall, would I go watch the film again? Yes. And I am going to go watch the film again because I enjoyed it. I went in with no expectations, not knowing what to look for, and I enjoyed the ride. Most definitely, I'd say James Gunn, this is a good start. I'd love to see where you're going to take this, and I will be along for the ride and can't wait for Batman, the Bold and the Brave, or either the Batman 2 to take over. Either one. But ultimately, 8 out of 10. All right, you guys, like and subscribe. If you don't agree with me, please let me know in the comments. If there's another film you want me to review, please let me know in the comments. And once again, thank you.